Welcome back. Happy Tuesday, guys. We are the Small Guys podcast. When we say small, we're not talking about physical appearance. It's however you want to take it. All right. Today we are doing our second rewind episode. We're coming in with some heat. One of the movies that I would say, like in high school, definitely was like a pinnacle moment in my life where I was like, holy fuck, there's really good movies out there and I need to start watching them. We're talking about Fight Club. So today we got me, we got Joshua, we got Andrew, and we got our first reoccurring guest, Mr. Nick Pell.
Woo!
We love Nick Pell.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm gonna say it right now because
the
I'm
applause
sure
noise.
I'm sure Nick Pell will bring it up. Nick Pell was the first one to watch this and tell all of us to watch it.
No, I put him on it.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
I don't know
believe
about
that
that.
in the
I think I read the
slightest.
book before I.
No, I was like Nick Pell, Jared Leto, your favorite. He's in it.
He goes,
That's
"Oh,
true, yeah.
Morbius." He started time traveling and shit, and we were like, "Who's Morbius?" But yeah, I want to get that out of the way. Nick Pell is the hipster here.
Yes.
Nick Pell did get us all into it. What? We were 16 or 17 because we were able to drive. I know that
Yeah.
much because I remember I bought this at Disc Replay like the second time we went there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a movie that came out when 1999. That's when most of us were born, right? We were all born that year. So
yeah, all of us were.
So yeah, this movie's as old as us. It's kind of crazy to think about. But yeah, let me read the synopsis for this movie really quick before we talk about it. Depressed man, played by Edward Norton, suffering from insomnia, meets a strange soap salesman named Tyler Durden, who's played by Brad Pitt, and soon finds himself living in a broken down house after his perfect apartment is destroyed. The two bored men form an underground fight club, with strict rules, and fight other men who are fed up with their mundane lives. Their perfect partnership, phrased when Marla, played by Helena Bonham Carter, a fellow support group crasher, attracts Tyler's attention. This movie's rated R. The genre is a mystery thriller drama. It came out October 15th, 1999, 2 days after I was born. And it grossed about $37 million in the US. It's 2 hours and 19 minutes. It's a Fox film. It received a 79% on Rotten Tomatoes from critics and a 96% on audience scores. So when I saw that, I noticed that's kind of a big difference between those two. But
Is that the biggest difference we've seen on this pod? It's not, right?
it's not. I mean,
No.
rewind wise, I don't know. I kind of thought before I checked the scores, because I didn't know that, I kind of thought critics loved this movie even more than the fans. But I guess you could say there's a little bit of a cult following with this movie.
Joshua, you're too good.
I'm gonna add the applause there too. Because it was Do It. Yeah, I don't know. I did think though that critics like love this movie. I think Nick Pell was talking about. Nick, what was that thing that you're saying about it being in the top films?
On the IMDb top, however many
100.
Yeah, I think it was 12.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's totally
That
understandable.
sounds about right.
To be honest,
Yeah.
it deserves to be higher on there. Just kidding. Isn't Shawshank number one?
Yeah,
They see
Is
it. If they got that right, I will be put through anything that they want to say. I thought I had the copy of the DVD, but I left it in Grand Rapids. I apologize. We're gonna pull it out. This
guy's a fucking
Darn.
this
fake
was-
fan.
this was one I needed to buy on DVD so I could watch literally whenever.
Wait, is it Blu-ray too or no?
No, dude, we would go to the Disc Replay. I didn't even have a job then. Fucking
I
buy
got
that.
it on Blu-ray at this.
Yeah, I thought you liked the movie.
Yeah, shut up, Nick. Your mom gave you money. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, I don't know. So there is this movie is based off the book too, which Andrew's read.
It's based on a true story, yeah.
Did you ever read the book, Nick?
I did not. I've wanted.
Oh wow,
to, but
I'm
I haven't.
surprised. I'll loan you it. Yeah, no, actually, I read the book before I saw the movie a while ago, which gave me a little bit of a different perspective. It's a lot harder to tell that they're two different people reading the book.
Whoa, spoilers!
Hold on.
You're genuinely thinking like, oh, these are two individuals reading the book, going through it. Where the movie, it kind of hints at it along the way, and the kind of the fading in and out. It's like
they do a
oh,
good job, though, I will say, in the movie to make it apparent. Your second time through, your first time through, you get there to that point when you find out that it's two people or one people,
One
person. What the fuck
Yeah.
am I saying? Sorry, long day. That is still one of the most mind-blowing things to happen. And I think that's when, like I said, where I realized like, oh fuck, like there is really good movies out there. I need to
Yeah.
stop just watching all these comedies.
Yeah, that's how I was the first time I watched it. Andrew, I'm wondering if you were robbed of that first viewing.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
you had read the book and were already expecting that. Because we
Possibly.
all walked in like not knowing, and truthfully, there's like the snippets of Brad Pitt being put in early on, but other than that, they play it off very well.
Yeah, but even I guess my point is reading it, you're in the same perspective because you don't even get to see a snippet. So it's even more like you're in the last, couple I don't remember. It was a while when I read it like, years ago, but that's when you finally figure it out and you're like, holy shit. So yes, that is a good point. I guess when I watched it, I did kind of know years ago, like, oh, I know how this goes, but it was still cool to see how they interpret it from the book to the film. I think that they did a better job in the movie. Personally, I like the movie more than the book, and I feel like that's pretty rare that most people would say, oh no, I like the book better. No, I thought it was pretty awesome. It's like to the T to the book, if I remember. I mean, I've seen the movie a couple of times. I think that was the third time I watched it when I rewatched it recently, today before recording.
So did reading the book make you want to watch the movie, or?
Not really. It wasn't until probably like either Nick or someone I had mentioned that I'd read the book, and he's like, "Oh, we'll watch the movie." That I was really inclined, and then after I watched it, I was like, "Damn, that was a really good movie." Like, especially if you haven't seen the book and you're listening to this review, go watch that movie right now. I don't know how you could be listening to this podcast and not have seen it.
It'd be unfortunate if you had gotten this far after we've discussed the big turn, but
it's just gonna be Josh at the beginning once he edits together. Spoilers ahead.
Please do not listen.
Also, if you haven't seen this movie, where the hell have you been?
That's my point.
Now, can we talk about the elephant in the room that comes with this movie before we get into the movie?
Sure.
And this wasn't a thing, at least to my knowledge.
Brad Pitt's abs.
Well, so handsome. Love that man. He could do no wrong. Bullet Train, great movie. Anyone that says different, fuck him. But the elephant in the room about this movie is the fact that now, technically, with this podcast alone, we're going to be labeled as those film guys that think that they know good movies. Are like, oh, you watch Fight Club one time, you think you know movies. Like, fuck you. This movie is good.
That's a good point.
I understand why people say that to like a little sense. Like I get it, but at the same time, it's like, fuck you. Like you just hate it because everyone likes it.
Yeah, if you're something like that, but also, I mean, regardless if you want to be in that boat and say like, oh, we're those guys now, which we're not. We're small guys.
No, we're not. We're small guys, 100%. Yeah. But I'm saying that like from the perspective, like, oh, of course they covered Fight Club. They think they're movie guys.
Yeah, but there's not. What is there? What can you compare this to? Can any of you guys come up with something?
American Psycho.
Yeah,
that's another one that's in that label. And then there was
Shutter Island.
Shutter Island was another one.
Hulk.
Shut the fuck up.
Hulk has he has split personality disorder. That's why there's two guys in his head, and it's Edward Norton.
Okay,
tell me I'm wrong, Brian. Tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah, no, he's on to something.
Tell me I'm wrong.
You got me there, Josh. You got me there. Earlier. Oh, you had this ready to go?
When will Marvel be picking up and doing their version of Fight Club? When can we
need Mark Ruffalo to do it?
Okay, when can we expect the Marvel Fight Club?
Fight Club 2.
Yeah. Disney-fied. Yes.
I mean, Disney owns it because it's Fox, so.
True. We need a Disney-fied Fight Club.
Yeah.
I can't wait until our podcast is going to get struck down by Disney in 2 years because Disney owns everything. And if it's not someone they're paying, no one can talk about it.
No one can speak it. Good or bad, you're just not allowed to talk about it.
Would the Disney version of this movie fall under the same aspects of when China changed the ending of it?
Yeah, let's get into that because
I screenshot it earlier because I was gonna bring it up. Brian,
okay.
you reacted pretty. Did you not know about this?
I didn't know that, but it makes so much sense.
Okay,
'cause it's
I had heard
so-
about it, but I don't know the difference.
And the
I
thing is,
think-
it was somewhat recently they had done it. Like
Oh,
within the past 2
fuck.
years, they had changed it.
they let it go that long.
Yeah.
People are starting to
So
radical. Well, again,
they
it's 'cause-
the movie plays completely normal up till the moment right after he shoots himself and he's holding hands with Marla.
Uh-huh.
It cuts right there. No
Credits?
explosions or
Credits?
anything. No. And then there is a screen that pops up that says, and I quote, "Through the clue provided by Tyler, the police rapidly figured out the whole plan and arrested all criminals, successfully preventing the bomb from exploding. After the trial, Tyler was sent to a lunatic asylum receiving psychological treatment. He was discharged from the hospital in 2012.
Jesus Christ.
Then they rolled the credits.
Oh. Well, if you're listening, you know how the ending goes. And
Just like that.
and
you're in China.
Did we jump the gun or did we talk the movie? Because I
No,
could
I
talk-
mean, let's talk about the actual ending and then we can go back.
All right, because that actual ending, one, Where Is My Mind playing at the end was perfect.
That
Him and
was-
Marla
yeah.
standing there, you see their silhouettes, and then boom, everything blows up. And I think I had to rewind it the first time I watched it because I didn't understand what they were doing. Like I think I was like looking at my phone, and I didn't catch it. But no, they were blowing up the fucking bank so that way they could put everyone's credit back to zero.
Yeah.
Like that was amazing. And at the end of the day, I was like, man, like if this was real, that'd be pretty tight.
Yeah.
Everyone
I-
starts off
I
at
could use
zero again. Me, 16 years old, no debt. $10 in my wallet, ready to take on the world. Like, yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I think when I was younger and I watched this movie, I was like, they need to be stopped. And then now I'm like, please,
These people are criminals.
Yeah. can
How can I
someone
help?
stop them? Well, yeah. So, and then him going to the cops is kind of just a complete waste. Really, I mean, nothing really happened from it. I guess the whole point was to show that they have men on the inside, and
Yeah.
it was too late
They're
to
about to
stop
cut his
something that
balls
big.
off.
Yeah.
Nick Powell, what did you say? Wasn't there like 6 different movies that you thought of where Edward Norton plays the last act just in his underwear?
There's at least 2 that I can think of. And
'Cause
then
it's
if you want to
this-
include the Incredible Hulk, I'm sure he plays
I count
in his
that.
underwear. Yeah.
I'd count that.
Because what was the other one?
was
American History
Birdman.
X. Oh, okay,
Um,
Birdman.
Oh, and yeah, thank you.
Okay,
American History
okay,
X,
okay,
he
'cause I
ran
remember
around
you
in his
saying that
underwear too.
one.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I just remember you listing off a bunch of movies when we were younger. He's like, Edward Norton just loves being in his underwear.
You know, this dude literally just runs around half naked in all of the movies he's in.
Yeah, I there was some parts like this is why I'm really happy I rewatched it. I forgot about the whole cutting off his balls part by the cops.
yeah.
I forgot. I'm shocked I forgot about this. I forgot that he does try to shoot himself at the end, or he shoots himself.
Shoots
at
himself
the
through the mouth.
Mouth.
end. Yeah. I completely forgot that part even happened.
Yeah.
You had forgot about that part?
Yeah. I mean, I hadn't seen it. I haven't seen this since senior year of high school, so it's been like
Mhm.
5 years.
Yeah.
But this is my 3rd time watching it. I will say I think this is, and you guys tell me if I'm wrong, I think this is probably one of the most rewatchable movies
100%.
That's fair.
because you pick up and learn so much every single time around.
Yeah.
Well, because like when the hype was there and like we had all watched it again, I went as far as buying it on DVD. And like I had already watched it like twice pre buying the DVD and then since buying the DVD, I feel like I watch it like once or twice a year. Like
Mhm.
I haven't watched it yet this year. I was gonna rewatch it for this, but I just busy with work and stuff. But I would agree that it is. And now, could we say is it one of Brad Pitt's best roles?
No. Actually, no.
Not even top 3.
I don't think so.
think so.
Interesting.
Really?
That was one of the things while I was
Interesting.
watching it.
I agree with
Because
Um,
I give
I-
you Troy. Was it Troy that Brad Pitt was in?
Yeah.
Is that yeah, okay. That one was
Yeah.
fire as fuck. That I think that's my favorite
Inglorious
Brad Pitt role.
Bastards too. He's really good in.
Oh yeah, okay, very fair. And Glorious
But I-
Bastards number 1.
Yeah, but I would put this at 2. I think Brad Pitt kills it in this role.
No. I
Well,
think this is a very bland performance. Like, it's good.
Would you
This-
rather have him in 7? What's in the box?
7, there's 12 Monkeys, there's Inglorious Bastards.
forgot he's in
even
12
Bullet
Monkeys.
Train.
Bullet Train was great.
Lost
you
City.
think he was a better actor in Bullet Train than he was fucking in?
I thought he
this?
was more enjoyable to watch.
Okay.
that's fair.
Honestly, too, Moneyball.
Oh yes, Moneyball is a phenomenal role for him.
There's Fury too. He was pretty good in Fury.
That's
I never
like,
watched Fury.
Yeah,
Really?
That's the
it's
tank
not-
one, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, did you ever see Ad Astra, Nick?
Yes, Ad Astra was really good too.
Okay.
one was
I
that?
didn't
was
get that.
depressing.
It was depressing, but
that
it was
one?
good. It was.
It was
He goes
good.
into space. It's 2019 it came
Yeah.
out. It's like newer.
I watched
Ah,
it on a plane.
Last space movie I watched was Gravity with Sandra Bullock.
Yeah.
That movie was stupid.
It was so dumb. I don't know how the fuck it won all those awards. I remember I went with Caleb and
Yeah,
Spencer,
it's not like they
I
were in
think,
space.
and we were just sitting there.
Martian
and
was good.
I was just like, "What the fuck is this?" The Martian was great.
I think that's probably the last one I've seen. No, Interstellar. Wait. I don't know if Interstellar came out after.
Let's not talk
Yeah,
Interstellar. I still haven't seen it yet.
that
Oh.
came out before.
Should we spoil that really quick?
Hey, shut the
Yeah.
fuck up, Josh. If you spoil that, like I'm in town. I
Matthew
will
You
McConaughey.
not-
haven't seen Interstellar?
Oh my god, no!
Matthew
it-
McConaughey's in
Hey,
the
yo,
movie.
yo, hey!
He's in the movie.
Hey, did you see the new Buzz Lightyear movie?
No, I heard it was shit.
Well, I don't know if you're gonna like Interstellar then.
Yeah, they basically just took that.
Yeah, they run the same
Okay.
plot.
Interesting, but is this like Everything Everywhere All at Once versus Doctor Strange
no,
comparison?
it,
Or
it's
is it like
pretty.
the exact
Yeah,
Probably.
same?
it's not the exact same. It's
Like, but you're
no,
not gonna
it's
sit
like-
here and say Interstellar did it right compared to Buzz Lightyear.
no, Interstellar did it better.
Okay.
There's just
Yeah.
Alright,
aspects of
alright,
Lightyear
Good,
that
good. That's
echo.
all I wanted to hear. I was scared that you were telling me that
No.
it was the same and not any better.
Incredibles is the same as Iron Man 3. While we're on it.
Well, I guess
In
that I
a
think
weird
about
way.
it, Ad Astra also echoes Buzz Lightyear.
Yes. But more
The first half
Interstellar.
is Interstellar. The second half is Ad Astra.
Ad Astra because it gets depressing.
Okay.
So this movie was only nominated for one Oscar. Isn't that crazy? And it's best effects.
Effects, huh? Not
Didn't even win
like-
it.
Damn.
Huh.
Yep.
Effects? Well, this did come out in 99.
And Helena Beaumont Carter was denied a spot for best supporting actress, which a lot of people were upset about.
Yeah.
She
didn't
played.
see
She was
that.
really good. I really like her character a lot.
I'm-
I'm shocked that this movie really didn't win that many awards. Like it won some small awards, but nothing, no Oscars or anything. Not even nominated or anything. It's kind of crazy. I don't know, because I think me personally, I look at Fight Club as, okay, you guys tell me where you'd stop. Is this a top? We'll get to reviews at the end, obviously, but is this a top 50 movie for you? Would you say?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Top 25 movie for you of all time? I'd say yes.
I'm gonna say yes, but it's been a while since I've ran over my list.
Yeah, possibly.
No,
So
it's
Oh.
not.
no for you. Okay,
No.
I know
I'd have to-
25 is a lot harder and 50 is easier to say, but
50, I think I'm only saying just because I can't think of 50 movies at the moment.
Yeah.
I have
No, this isn't in top 25 for me. I don't think.
I
Name
really
25
liked
movies right now.
this movie when I first
I'll just
watched it
run
in
through
the
the
first
Marvel
few years
series.
after.
yeah,
After rewatching it this time, I was not as big. I still liked it. I just think it wasn't as great. I'm wondering if it's because I wasn't as impressed with Brad Pitt in this as I have been in other
Wow.
films.
Oh, so you're just a hater.
so how many times have
Maybe-
you seen this, Nick?
I've seen it at least 10 times.
I
I'd
think
say.
I think
was
Nick's
gonna
point
say,
is
I'm right
solid
around there.
because Brad Pitt's performance in this, it's a little bit earlier in his career, and we had seen things and do see things where this movie comes out and in time, where he's able to do more.
Well, even I think, let me check what year it came out. Like, so 12 Monkeys had come out 4 years prior to that.
That's my point. There
which-
were
yeah.
performances that were
Yeah.
slightly better beforehand, and he has
Yes.
performances after this that are better. So this fell somewhere in the.
And
I
then
don't even think it
the-
was his fault. I just
no,
thought
I think I think Edward Norton did such a great job,
great job.
that his seems kind of mediocre. In
Yeah, well, Edward
comparison.
Norton fucking killed it, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like just
So
like,
you guys like
he
the way
played
Edward
the
Norton
whole
played better?
Insomniac plan.
So you think he played better than Brad Pitt did?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
100%.
I agree
Because
with
Edward
that.
Norton feels more like the straight man, like Brad Pitt's what he wants to be, obviously, and they say that in the movie. I like Brad Pitt's performance better.
Really?
Kinda stole the movie
Don't
for
get me
me.
wrong. I'm not gonna say it was bad by any means. It was great.
I
I
mean, are you
thought he
guys
did a
big Edward
great
Norton
job.
fans?
I do like Edward Norton quite a bit.
Yeah, I've only seen him in a couple of things. So now that I'm thinking about it, I've seen him in this. I've seen him in Hulk, American History X, which I need to rewatch because I don't remember.
Oh, you have seen that, Brian? I wasn't.
I
sure
ended
if you
I
had.
ended up watching it like
Okay.
2 or 3 years ago. I know I didn't watch it when you told me to, when we were still in high school. I think is when you watched that one.
Probably.
Yeah. So I know I didn't see it then, and then fucking even his role in Sausage Party was funny as fuck.
Yeah.
When Edward Norton actually comes out, he's like the only person to like show face, and then he's like, Edward Norton, what type of stupid fucking slur word name is that? I don't know if I could say it on the pod, but yeah, that was one of the funniest fucking scenes.
He's
Well, he'll be in the
not-
new Knives Out movie too.
Yeah, he is. I'm actually.
Yeah,
that's
I've
what-
actually never seen the first Knives Out.
really.
Very good. Very good.
Is this still on Prime? It was on my list for a while. I meant to watch it.
I think it is. I don't know.
Because-
This one's gonna be on Netflix, right, Nick?
Yeah,
Yes, this
it's
is
going
a
to the theaters,
straight
isn't
to
it? And then to
Oh,
Netflix.
I think it's a straight to Netflix production. It will probably be in theaters, but this is like a Netflix movie now, I believe.
Yeah.
Interesting. How the fuck they get that under Prime's nose? Because wait, well, was Knives Out an actual release?
The first one, yeah.
Yes, was an actual,
Okay. Okay. For some reason, I thought it was a Prime movie.
Yeah. Knives Out is on Netflix apparently.
Okay, good to know. I'll rewatch it then, or I'll
Yeah.
watch it for the first time. But all right, I feel like we've talked around the bush a lot. Let's get into this. This movie from the start, you really have no idea what the hell's going on, other than you know that Edward Norton has insomnia, and he goes and it's the weirdest thing the first time around, and I think by like not even this, probably by the second, figuring out why Edward Norton goes to these groups like he's dying is one of the like crazier plot lines, but when you think about it after the fact, it makes so much
It
fucking
makes
sense for a
sense.
guy like him. And then I love the idea of the introduction to Marla is Edward Norton seeing her and getting mad because he recognizes Marla as doing what he's doing, and then they have to come up with a schedule to go to opposite meetings because
Because he can't cry in front of a
Yes,
faker. He says, yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And that's how he lets it all out, and that's when we get introduced to our boy Robert Paulson.
Yep. Rip.
And just from the beginning, there's so much going on. And does he doesn't go to the meetings before meeting Tyler Durden, does he? Or
No, he goes to the meetings before meeting him.
He
You
goes-
see
okay.
flash.
Oh,
flickers of
and then
him.
yeah, okay, yeah. And then that's another thing too, is when he meets him on the plane, he wakes up, and that's your first sign of he's not real, because it's Edward Norton waking up and a guy is sitting next to him that he doesn't remember really being there when he fucking sat down.
Yeah.
And that was super cool. I love that whole fucking scene. And when he's sitting there with the bag talking to the TSA guy, and then you just see Brad Pitt in the back just hop in a car and drive off.
Yeah.
And he's like the cool guy that Edward Norton wants to be. And then when it comes down to, because it's in that same night that his apartment blows up. Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know why you put blows up in quotes. It actually blows up.
Okay. Sorry. It accidentally blows
There
up.
you go. That's better.
That's what I meant. But that is still, and it's so funny thinking about it after the fact. Because doesn't it come out halfway through the movie when the fire marshal's talking to him? And he looks
Okay.
like
When he calls him?
like- yeah. And he's
Yeah.
like saying that like it looks shady. And he's just like,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
why would I blow up my own shit? And
Yeah.
then that's when we get the quote, Nick, I'm gonna butcher it, the materialism one. We
don't
buy
know.
things to impress people we don't like. That was one of the hardest quotes ever.
Well, he's an IKEA boy.
Yeah, just buying everything from the magazine. And
Yeah.
that's cool too when you get into his apartment and he was living too materialistic and they have the pricing like as if you're looking at a magazine, but it's in his apartment.
Yeah.
I thought that was fucking great. And then when you see what happens at the end, it just makes so much fucking sense that he was tired of living this materialistic life and he had to fucking birth an alter ego in order to fucking make something happen.
Ugh, I guess I'm gonna have to do this.
Yeah, for real. Hey, don't
Well,
say that on the pod. We'll talk about it later.
Well, so too, there's also a few
Small guys
things.
therapy.
There's a few things that I missed, even rewatching it this time around. Because I have some like trivia stuff on here. This one's pretty cool. It's when Tyler and the narrator are hitting the first car with baseball bats. Tyler hits the car first, but the alarm isn't triggered until after the narrator hits it. I didn't even catch that. There was another time too where I noticed this one, but they come and bring the car around, and they say for this is for Tyler, like, you know, when they come out after he beats the fuck out of Jared Leto,
Mhm.
and he's talking straight to the narrator. He's not even looking at Tyler because Tyler doesn't exist, but he's calling the narrator Tyler and looking right at him. I noticed that this time around, but I was
Never
like, wow.
noticed that. Dude.
Yeah, so it's like little things like that. It's great. That's what I'm talking about, the rewatchability.
Well, see, what was funny, my favorite thing of rewatching it like the second time, and I'm like, I 99% positive I texted Nick about this because I was cracking up thinking about it, is when Tyler and the narrator are driving and they have the two people in the back, and Tyler's like, what's he screaming at him? What was it, Josh? Was he like asking him his goals in life or something like that?
Yeah.
And he was just like, what, like, you're telling me right now you're not ready to go? And like everyone just takes off their seat buckle and they're
Yeah.
ready to fucking die. And so the point is, though, I texted Nick and I go, so the two other guys just hopped in the back seat while Tyler Durden just had a breakdown talking to himself. Like, what's going on?
Well, yeah, because the entire time when I was watching this movie, I really focused on, okay, what do I think the narrator's really doing in the scene where he's talking with Tyler that they don't show in the flashback? Like, obviously, I know in the parking lot when they first start fighting each other, that's just him beating himself up because they show it later in the movie, and I knew that. But like, I'm just watching it like the scenes where they're in the room together, or you know, he's having sex or whatever it is. I'm like, wait, is the narrator really doing that, or is he? Because there's a point where like the narrator comes home from work and he hears Brad Pitt having sex upstairs, and it's
Mhm.
like, okay, so did he really just walk inside from the house, or has he been home for a little bit and he's just having sex?
So he's been, everything Tyler does is what the narrator does. He is Tyler.
Yeah.
Tyler even mentions, you
What?
imagine how, like, looking at me, watching me do things. So you are thinking you are somewhere else while you're actually doing it.
Wow.
One of my favorite Tyler and narrator interactions is when Marla's getting banged out in the room and you just see him with the rubber glove.
Yeah. Well, too, I have a fact right here. Brad Pitt and Elena Carter spent 3 days making sex noises for a scene that wasn't even shown. Is that
Yeah,
crazy?
the director's just a perv.
Yeah.
That's like the guys hanging on to the Woodstock videos.
Yeah, there's a ton of shit just in this
Good
movie. It's
tie-in.
like,
I just thought this movie came out in '99. We just did Woodstock '99.
yeah,
Hey,
they literally mentioned Fight
Mention
Club in
that in the doc.
Yeah. And then too, Brad Pitt and Edward Norton really both learned how to make soap.
Nah.
That's pretty cool.
That's like almost the equivalent of Bryan Cranston and Aaron Paul learning how to make meth.
yeah, getting taught how to make
I
meth.
don't-
One of the
Nick, I don't
funniest
know. I feel
things.
like that's a.
Well, if you can make soap, isn't it like 2 steps away from being a bomb? I think it's on the same level when you think about it like that. I also love there's that scene.
Correct
It's one of the like great scenes. It's like when the guard goes inside and they're gonna steal the fucking lard from the
Yeah.
liposuction place, and you see them just throw the mat, hop over, and then doesn't one of the bags get stuck on the barbed wire and like
Yes.
rip open?
Rip open.
Yeah, dude. That shit fucking grossed me out. Just looking at that shit plop out.
And then too, do you think this movie has, I mean, I know the main character is the narrator. Do you think this movie has the most narration for an
No.
actual movie? No.
No,
No.
I
Nope.
mean, I didn't know. I mean, this time around, I was like, damn, this is a lot of narrating. And not that I'm not captivated or entertained by
know,
it.
I'll
It
say
works
that
really
too.
well.
I don't think I realized that the first time
Well, you're
or
just
two that I
so
watched.
into it.
Yeah, you are.
You want to know what Edward Norton's up to.
Where
And the
And
whole
again,
movie's caught from his
That's
perspective.
another thing I feel like we skated over, was the fact that like Edward Norton is just listed as the narrator. Was one of the funniest fucking things, because like it was right in front of our fucking face. Like if we would have looked up IMDb for this movie to see who was in it, we would have saw the narrator and be like, That's weird.
No, too, and I think my first time watching it, I kind of didn't really notice till the very end that we don't know his name.
No.
You know what I
Marla
mean?
asks him once.
Yeah, and then the bus kind of
Yep.
gets in front of her, and then that's it. So,
The fuck is this guy's name? Someone find out.
well, I think there's huge ass Reddit threads and shit, theories on what his name might be, and I don't know. I love how they had the balls to do that, and this famous character doesn't even have a name. So
Yeah.
because I think the one thing I've heard about this movie before ever watching it was like the rules about Fight Club, like never.
Oh,
talk about Fight Club.
everyone knows.
everyone knew that.
Yeah, I think that's the one thing. I
Yeah,
knew about
actually,
this
start.
movie.
We're gonna edit this in, so we actually can't talk about this entire podcast. Like this episode is gonna be 3 seconds long. Because,
Yeah.
the first rule.
Yeah. No, and then too how crazy and fast it grows over time, where there's these different clubs throughout different states and everything. How
Yeah.
fast it grows.
Would you guys participate?
I don't know, because I was like, this kind of
No.
reminds me of something Nick would join. Oh, really?
Oh, no, I would not join a fight club.
If I could join like occasionally and not have to fight all the time, like if I could be a part of the club and fight like once a month to blow off some steam, like yeah, I'd probably do it because it would
What
be
if you just
humbling.
get your ass.
Well, I was gonna say
kicked?
though, it'd be humbling to get your fucking ass kicked.
That's
and then
true.
You're starting the week off. You can't get any lower. You just got kicked the shit out of.
That's true.
Um.
Brain injuries.
I
is probably
had-
interesting.
I had a scene in my mind. Oh, two came to mind, and I think about them a lot, honestly, because the one is super funny when it cuts to Brad Pitt and he's running the fucking the film reel, and he's just putting porno in there, and
Yeah.
like it cuts, you see a giant fucking dick, and like the mom like looks at the husband and their
Yeah.
kid's sitting there. That
Kid's
is one of
crying.
the funniest fucking
Yeah, kid's crying.
yeah, that's one of the funniest fucking things. And then two, I just brought this up at work because I had to move a whole cart of IT shit, and all I could think of is when Edward Norton is naturally talented at kicking his own ass, and we later find out why. But he kicks the shit out of himself and blames his boss, and you see him leaving with everything in the cart. That is one of my favorite scenes.
Yeah, because I forget what movie or TV show it is, but I remember someone starts hitting themselves and they're like, "Are you pulling a Fight Club right now?"
My favorite tie-in right now to Fight Club is I just watched, or not just, but I rewatched Workaholics.
Yeah.
And there's the episode where the lady dies in the office. Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
And no one knows her name, but the guys make it this giant thing so that they can get out of work. And they couldn't think of their name. And Adam Devine's character just goes, her name was Roberta Paulson. Her name was Roberta Paulson.
Roberta.
And they get everyone to start chanting it. And like at first I didn't catch it because I was again just probably playing on my phone. And then I heard it and I was like, oh fuck, like, that's a Fight Club reference. Let's go.
Oh, this is pretty interesting too. Brad Pitt was paid $17.5 million for his part in this film. Edward Norton was paid $2.5 million.
Yeah.
It's a big difference. But I mean, at that point, Brad Pitt had been, like you guys said earlier, in so many things.
Yeah.
The only thing Norton had was American History X the year prior, I believe.
Yeah.
That was the year prior. For some reason I thought it was 2001. Holy fuck.
I think
That's
it was
a
the
whole
year
movie.
before.
Nick, would you wouldn't even say, would you consider this at least top 3 movie for David Fincher?
Let me click on.
Well, I'll read off a couple that he's
Yeah,
that
read
he's known
some
for.
off.
7, Zodiac, Gone Girl, The Social Network.
You just named like 4 movies that top this, in my opinion.
Really? So you put
Nah,
Gone Girl
well, it
and
doesn't.
Social
It
Network
doesn't.
over.
It doesn't top. Or it does top Zodiac, in my opinion. Zodiac was a great movie, but no, if you're gonna say fucking 7, I think I enjoyed 7 more than this for sure.
Really?
7 is one of my favorite.
I
fucking
think I'd put
movies.
7, Zodiac, Gone Girl, and Social Network all in my top 25 too.
Yeah. Well, Gone Girl, fuck, dude. I would pay so much money to somehow get my brain to like not remember that movie. I don't
I
want
got
to
to-
lose
Just because it's so
all my
bad.
memories.
I got to see
No.
Emma's reaction watching that.
Josh.
We watched that together.
Yeah.
So when it comes to Gone Girl, we had a sleepover at Josh's when we were super young.
I mean, we must have been 8 or 9.
You were
No,
like 4,
no.
What age can we say
I-
so it's not that
I-
weird?
I say super young.
4, 5.
No, Actually, we were older. Now I'm thinking about it because we drove to Family Video.
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
25.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Well, okay, so we all went to Josh's
There's other people there.
and we picked out. Yeah, so it was me, Nick Pell, Josh, and then.
It was not me. I have
Yeah,
not
it was
seen
not
this
there.
film.
Are you sure?
You haven't
Yes.
seen it?
You haven't
No,
seen
I
Gone
have
Girl?
not seen
Nick,
this
No, it's
film,
not.
so it
no
could
way.
not have been me.
Who the fuck was the third person that stayed
That's
awake
a
with us, Josh?
Good question. It sounds like you and Josh had a cute little date, and you like Tyler Durden me into it, so you
No,
didn't think it was
no,
a cute
well,
little
because
date.
So wasn't
no,
that weird?
because Nicholas and Dylan were there. They just went to bed because that was the thing. We rented like 3 movies, and Nicholas and Dylan fell asleep, and Josh was like, "All right, fuck this movie. Let's put in Gone Girl. Like, I want you to see it." And then I swear you were there, Nick, but
It
we
wasn't.
stayed up till like 3 a.m. to finish this fucking movie, and me and Josh didn't move. Like, I don't even think we got up to get the go hit the bathroom. And Josh had seen it already. I had never seen it. That movie was one of the craziest start to finish, and that's why, honestly, I think that's a top David Fincher movie for sure.
Brian, he also did The Strangers. I know we talked about that a couple
Oh,
weeks
The
ago.
Stranger's fucking scary.
Yeah,
as
that's a
hell.
really good
movie.
Definitely
Dude.
throwing that in October.
Yeah, dude, we
Yeah.
have to. The thing that freaks me out about The Strangers is fucking real.
Real.
Any
Yeah.
psychopath could fucking do that to you. Someone
Yeah.
could do that to me right now in our hometown.
And
After
I
this
don't even know how to
podcast, what do you
act.
think I'm doing?
Ah, shit! Don't say that.
It's Friday night. You just
He also
happen to
did
be
The Girl
home.
with the Dragon Tattoo. I've never seen that, but I heard that's really, really
I've
good.
heard that's really good too. I've never seen it. Didn't they have a spinoff to that one too?
Yeah, I think so.
Did David Fincher also do that one?
No,
Okay.
I don't believe so. I don't see it in here, at least.
Yeah. No, but to get back on topic, no, I don't even. Technically, to me, this wouldn't even be top 3 for that.
No, but I think you could put him probably in top 5 director.
No, 100%.
I mean, with all these movies he's got, I mean,
I forgot
he really
made all
doesn't
these
miss.
fucking bangers.
Yeah. Because I knew he did Zodiac and Seven, but I didn't know. I forgot about The Social Network.
I knew that Zodiac and Seven were directed by the same guy. I just didn't know it was him.
Yeah,
Like, I forgot that it was him.
yeah, yeah. Because he's not like Tarantino or someone that might have like the same kind of, I don't know, editing vision where they like edit their movies similar. Like this movie, the way it's edited is completely different than like maybe how Zodiac is shot and everything like that. Like it like doesn't even feel like it's by the same person, but the way he tells the story, it does. I don't know. It's weird to explain, but
I didn't even think he did Social Network. I assumed that Sorkin had done it since he had wrote it.
yeah. I think. I mean, wasn't Gone Girl based off a book?
Yeah, it was a book.
So most of these are. Was Seven?
No, I don't believe
Oh,
so.
okay. Okay.
The fun fact I know about Seven though was that Brad Pitt really didn't want that movie to be produced because he didn't like his acting.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like he didn't want it to be like after the final. I don't think he wanted it to like come out because he didn't like his acting.
I did see that he really tried to convince his parents not to watch Fight Club, but they did anyway.
Also, another funny fact in Fight Club, I didn't notice it the first time. I forgot where I saw it at, but his T-shirt at the end, Brad Pitt's T-shirt, is just a bunch of porn.
Yeah.
They'll edit out tits from the movie, but like they'll never edit the shirt because it's too much work.
Yeah, and I forgot that they spliced in the cock right at the end too.
Yep, in the credits.
Yep.
Yep.
It's genius. I tried to pause it a few times, but
Hey,
Didn't get it
yo.
No.
but yeah, I mean, I don't know. You guys got anything else to add before we jump into giving it a score? Or what?
Oh, another phenomenal scene that I think about a lot is
Mhm.
when he goes to the guy that owns the store and puts the gun in his mouth and he was never going to kill him and then lets him go. And then he gives that monologue about how that guy's going to have the best day ever tomorrow and how
The best breakfast.
Yeah, the breakfast is going to be the best breakfast he ever had. Even like his work shift was going to be the best shift.
Yeah.
Puts it in perspective.
Yeah.
Only just scar him for probably the rest of his life. and-
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, and then getting to see Jared Leto get the absolute piss beat out of him was phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, that had to feel good, right, Nick?
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm wondering if the movie also has been detracted in my how high I held it because of what's the best way to put this? The type of people that have
embraced
into
it.
this kind of film.
The same
Like,
people that took over fucking American Psycho. I can't say
yes.
that I like that movie.
Right.
Yeah, but I think it got tied in with that dumbass shit where they're like, "Oh, it's a real Sigma male movie." It's like,
He's
dude,
just
stop
like me
ruining.
and whatever.
Exactly,
It's-
dude's just
it's
like
the-
me, and be
the
like, "Please seek
Walter
help."
White,
Yeah, Walter White was another one.
Yeah. No,
Well, no, and
that's-
it's same with American Beauty. Like, sure, Kevin Spacey did some shit, but it's like still a great movie.
What?
no, different issue.
Little bit different.
Different issue. I understand where you're coming from,
I
but
do
different
want
issue.
Josh
it. I
canceled.
do want it on record that I said Kevin Spacey was up to some shit, and Nick Pell was like, "He's one of my favorite actors." And then the shit happened.
Oh
and
wow, Nick, this sounds like your last
Nick
episode you'll be on
Pell-
with us,
Nick
unfortunately.
Pell texted me. Nick Pell texted me before I could text him. It was just like, "Shut up! I don't want to hear it. You were right." And I was like, "Okay." And then I made that perfect meme where I put Nick Pell's face and a couple other faces
And
surrounding.
then Nick's like, I hope he gets uncanceled so he can finish House of Cards.
Word for word, that's what I said.
Sounds
Nick
about
was,
right.
Nick was like, "Well, what does this mean for House of Cards? Like, we're not going to cancel him yet, are we?"
So Nick, do you think because of the fan base, that's what kind of has
There
been...
is some of that. There's also like just the vibe it gives off is very angsty, like alpha male. I put it as like, man, I think Holden Caulfield would really like this movie if he had seen it, which is not great,
No.
but I don't know. I think it's good. I just don't think it's great.
See, I like this movie. I mean, this is only probably the third time I've seen it, but I like this movie more every time I do see it because of how much you notice and catch. And there's so many movies out there where you watch it and you're just like, ugh, like you know what's gonna happen next because you've seen it already. Whereas this like almost does feel like a new movie every time you watch it.
Which
Because
is
there's so
that's
much to
fair.
catch. And I feel like that's a pretty powerful thing to say about a movie.
Yeah, for a movie to do that, that's just as old as us.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I don't know
didn't
if I'm
even have
saying
that
that
many tricks up my sleeve.
exactly, and I don't know if I'm saying that because I look like Brad Pitt or
What?
in this movie or what it is.
Yeah,
But
I mean, you do have the Fury haircut.
yeah, and the abs and everything too. So it's like
Well,
I don't. And the
How tall
muscles,
is Brad Pitt?
5'7",
Really? That's
Wow.
5'8" in Ultra Boost.
I thought you were 5'6".
Anyway, yeah, let's give out the grades.
With Ultra Boost though, 5'8".
Yeah, Crocs 5'7".
Ultra Boost and 5 pairs of socks on.
And the
Uh,
lifts in my shoes.
and the ground is slanted upwards. All right, Brian can go first. Cool. Glad we decided that.
All right, I'm gonna come out the gate, and
His first single digit score.
yeah, this is like a 7% out of 100. No,
Whoa.
if I had to, since you're gonna twist my arm and make me do it, I'm gonna come out and say this movie is a solid 90 on the dot.
Okay.
Rewatchability is there. I think
You said
I-
top 25 movies.
Well, yeah, dude, but come on.
All right.
90s. That seems like a good score for a top
Yeah, yeah.
25er.
Again, there isn't a lot to hate at all, really. There's not much I don't like about it, but when you see a perfect 100, you know it.
Yeah.
This didn't give me that. But again, this is a great movie, and like you said, the rewatchability is fucking there. I haven't seen it 10 times like Nick, but I am damn near close. Like if I had to guess, eight times I've seen this movie, maybe even 9, but I know I'm not at 10. But this fucking movie, so good. I love it. If you've never seen it but are listening to this, you fucked up.
Yeah.
Appreciate you listening though.
It's
Thank
kind
you.
of crazy if you haven't seen this yet
But yeah, again, this movie's been out
and you
since
enjoy
99.
movies. Yeah.
Anyone that enjoys movies has watched this fucking movie. And like I said, this was one of the movies that Nick had told me to watch back in high school where I was like, holy fuck, like I don't need to just keep watching Pineapple Express and Superbad. Like there's a lot of great movies out there I should watch. And honestly, I think after I watched Fight Club is when I went on a little Brad Pitt kick, and that's when I watched Troy, and that's when I watched Seven as well. So this movie just was able to like bring in a lot of aspects of like what it took to like be good actors, which again is something that I started to really appreciate. And I started appreciating like it's not that I didn't like that it was unpredictable, but you know, like you just like watching shit that's like comfortable. And this was one of those ones where it took you out of your comfort zone a little bit because you're just like at the very end, you're like, holy fuck, this movie was lying to me the whole time. I'm not
Yeah.
even mad. That's fucking impressive. Like, how did I not know that? And yeah, so for that reason, I'm gonna give it the solid 90. On a good day, like if you would have asked me in high school, yeah, I would have said 99, like probably 100. But right now, it has gone down a little bit solely because now, if I gave it 100, be like, oh, he's one of the film guys. He's just Sigma Melee now. And that's not what's stopping me. But yeah, like Nick said, the fan base has kind of ruined it. And then that does happen from time to time, and that's okay. But it doesn't take away from the movie.
Which I think that's kind of funny because like I think that's what made the movie bigger once it came out on DVDs, the cult following behind it, like the actual cult following of people just loving this movie. And
Does anyone know if they ever actually tried to start a fight club? Low key?
I'm sure there are.
Sure, it's
people that-
happening.
Do you think it's still
happening.
going on?
probably
Fuck. Hey, catch me in the basement of O'Malley's. Come through.
I feel like they got to do it for money though. Then I don't know, maybe
Probably.
not, but which they mentioned that in this movie. They're like, you guys do it for money? No, but I'll go ahead. I think I'm gonna give it a 95 out of 100 because for me it is a top 25 film. And I guess my favorite part of the whole movie is like as the narrator is starting to figure out kind of like what's happening at the end of the movie. Because you really don't even figure out the whole Tyler twist until 25 minutes left. And the narrator doesn't even figure out really what's happening until the last 15 minutes. But you start to see him panic and slowly put the pieces together as to what is happening. It doesn't just like automatically show you, oh, like they're gonna blow up these 4 buildings. It's like, or 5 buildings or whatever it is. It just like you kind of are put into his shoes of him panicking and him trying to stop what's already in motion. It's too far gone. And like I said, the rewatchability, I mean, it's insane how I could watch this movie again tomorrow and still catch maybe 4 or 5 things that I missed watching it today, you know? So I think this probably is, I don't know, I want to say it is one of Brad Pitt's best performances, one of them, at least top 3, top 4 for me. I mean, because I think Brad Pitt is arguably one of the best actors ever. I think Leonardo DiCaprio is up there. But compared to like Edward Norton, I think Brad Pitt really steals the show. And Edward Norton's side of things, I haven't seen too much of his stuff, but I think this probably is his best performance. I think you guys might agree on that.
I just nope.
You think that the American X?
Yeah, American History X is his best
Okay,
performance.
I'll have to check that out. I have not seen that. So, and then that came out before this, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, so I'd leave I'd lean a 95, honestly. I think this movie, I don't know really what else I'd change about it, if I'm being honest. Maybe besides the ending. Where the buildings don't blow up. I agree with China on that.
Hey, yo, we got a communist in here?
Yeah.
But yeah. But Andrew, what would you, and Andrew, rate the book too?
I
Out of
I
10.
feel like it's kind of rude to make our guest go last. So
Okay. Nick,
I
you go
don't
ahead.
mind. If you want to go,
All
you
right.
can go.
Okay, I'll go. All right. Then I can these 2 guys summed up a lot of what I had to say. The one thing that I'll say that I don't know if anyone will agree with me is well, I guess Brian does. The first time that I watched this, it was a much higher score off the top of my head versus me rewatching it. And I just rewatched it today, so it's fresh in my brain. I mean, I just watched it hours ago. It's good, don't get me wrong, like without a doubt, watch this. The twist at the end, you guys mentioned a couple of things that it's, I guess, comparable to, but in its own sense it's still unique. I mean, there's you when you rewatch it, you're going to catch things you didn't the first time.
Yep.
Is it a top 10 movie for me all time? No, not a chance. But top 50, yeah, I would agree with that. With that being said, I also want to mention, I did say I did read the book. And Nick pointed something out. Did that kind of ruin it for me watching the movie the first time when I did years ago? Maybe, because I knew what was going to happen. But the book itself is really good. If you'd like to read, definitely check out the book and watch the movie. I don't know. I'd say watch the movie first, then read the book. I guess it doesn't matter. Either or, you're gonna enjoy it. But that's probably what I would do if I could go back and redo it. With all of that though, I'm gonna go with a flat 90, like Brian said. I had
Hell
that
yeah.
written. I had that written down before he
Nice.
said that, so I don't want to change that. It's a good movie. If you haven't seen it, watch it. But yeah, Nick, curious to hear your thoughts on this one.
I told Josh at the beginning before we had started recording that I felt I was going to be the odd man out, and it seems that has come to fruition. I would not give this higher than an 80. I don't think.
Wow.
Yeah, I'd give it
Oh, we got a
Probably,
critic in here.
77.
77.
77.
78.
Wow.
Alright.
Nick.
All right. This was your
I don't know.
first film nerd
I-
movie.
I loved this
Back
movie
it up, Nick.
throughout high school. I watch it now and I'm like, it's still a very well done movie. But it's just, I don't know, there's no good underlying like message or theme that comes with it. There's nothing else other than the rewatchability to see that stuff behind. There's not much else besides noticing little things that you didn't the time before, and Edward Norton's performance is great.
Sounds like we got a
Everything
beta
else-
male in here.
I don't super care for the movie itself is also just like not appealing to look at. It's just the
not.
definition of grime, and I'm like, man, I don't want to
That's
spend.
the point, though.
I know that's the point, but like, I don't want to have to spend 2 hours and 15 minutes in this grime when I could go watch something more enjoyable. Or if it has to be grimy, be like a moving story to go with it too. Because there's nothing is moved within me when I watch this. It's just events
Really?
happen.
I wanted to cause anarchy. Our physics teacher literally quoted it to us, and I looked at him like, Jimmy, are you about to, like, what are you up to?
Well, Nick, you did give Lightyear a 67.
Yeah, I actually want to. I don't think I'm allowed to, but I do want to
Drop it.
amend that and give that like a 53 or a 54.
I was,
Whoa,
I was gonna
okay.
say probably
That,
like
like,
a
just
I was gonna say,
46.
you liked it 10 more points than that.
I looked that up too. when
Because
he said
Lightyear, like
77.
that's like the definition of a straight down the middle. It's a movie.
It's
a
okay.
good movie.
Yeah.
I'll
it's-
put that on the
Nick-
website.
Nick-
amended.
Nick said my line.
Just put an asterisk right next to it. But yeah, I had been thinking about that. I'm like, I don't want to put it this close to Lightyear. I don't know if they'll let me change it, but
Yeah, I'll
my
amend
whole,
that.
I'm like,
I have a question for you, Nick Pal,
yeah.
because we would have been in the same boat. Was it weird seeing Marla not as Bellatrix Lestrange?
No, I
That
think
shit was so funny to
it
me.
is.
Like
It
I
is
made
weird.
like it
the
was
face.
like the third time I saw her, I was like, oh my god, I get it now. Like I understand why I know you.
Yeah, and that's she does well enough. One, doing an American accent. Two, like her entire appearance is completely different than.
I don't know
And-
if it really is. If everything she was wearing was black, she would look just like that character. And she was pretty close because she was in like dark red.
Maybe it's the hair too, because her hair is very short and
Fair,
like,
and it's
almost
supposed to be
pointy
like
in
curly.
this. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, I figured I'd ask you that because the other boys
No, that I had no
weren't
issue.
on it at that point. Again, it was no issue. It was just one of those things where it's like,
No.
oh,
Well, no,
fuck.
because yeah, there can be some issues where you watch something, you're like, oh, I can't really
Yeah.
see you as anything else.
hmm Yeah, I looked at her, and then when it clicked, I literally in my head was like, "I killed Sirius Black." I was like, "This bitch is back again."
Yeah, I don't know. That's a hot take, Nick.
I know it is, but
Not
that's
not a terrible take though.
what I think.
No, I don't think that.
yeah.
I don't think it's like I said. I don't think it's bad. I just don't think it's exceptional.
Well, so your first time watching it, was it in high school or is it before that?
Yes, I was like,
Would
Would you
you-
have given it a higher score back
Yeah,
then? I mean, I
that's-
think
oh yeah, I think throughout high school and early college, it was, I could have argued as top 5 movie, but like
Yep.
as the years have
Oh,
gone
okay.
out, it's slowly moved its way down in the list. I do not dislike the movie. It is, I see other movies come out, and the more I watch, the more I'm like, I like this style
More. Yep.
more than this. That's all it is.
Okay. Okay. But the acting and everything,
Yeah.
'cause did you guys feel like this movie dragged or no or anything? Or I didn't really notice the 2 hours and 19 minutes.
No, I don't
kind of.
think it dragged. I don't think it like was
Fast or-
exciting.
Yeah.
But I don't think it
You
dragged.
could have caught off 20 minutes. I'd have been fine with that.
You think so?
That's-
Where would you have cut?
Yeah.
I don't know. Little snippets here and there.
Oh, okay, okay.
just-
I
to
thought you meant
just-
a sec.
To
Yeah,
ju-
okay.
No, not a section. I would just grab. I think
Ah, okay.
maybe I'm thinking that today because today was in a time crunch watching it. But I was
No,
like,
Andrew, I do agree with you. Like it doesn't drag, but like you could get in there
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
do some cutting, and
Well, 'cause
it'd be essentially the same movie at the end.
Yeah, because I think the two big things for me when I'm watching a movie is like the two basic things is like, would I ever rewatch this? And would I cut anything, or does it feel too long? Like, is
Yes.
it dragging? So that's kind of like the two big things for me. Or another thing too would be, would I recommend it to someone? So it's like those are like the basic rules where it's like you could tell whether or not from those few things if it's a good movie or not. At least in my-
Rewatchability is like one of the highest like criteria that I look at when
yes,
I'm thinking
Yeah.
about a movie.
yeah, because it's for the longevity of the film and
Right.
you know, so. But yeah, thank you so much, Nick, for joining us again.
Yes,
We'll
Thank you.
obviously
Thank you
have
for
you
having
again.
me.
Oh yeah,
It's been fun.
Yeah,
I can't wait to hear some of the
Feedback?
nasty comments from the feedback.
Yeah, I'm gonna
yeah.
be
Why don't
on
you
much
my-
throw
I
out your
hate
phone
this
number?
movie.
I'm gonna,
and-
I'm gonna
Yeah.
be on the burner, just shit talking Nick.
I'll
On Twitter.
post my address so you guys come visit me. Tell me
Thank
how
you.
much you.
Yeah, I think when we release this, you have to post an apology on Twitter and everything like that. We gotta do the DC movies soon and have you on for Batman v Superman, since that's one of your favorites.
oh yeah.
Yeah,
that-
true. That that's a spoil. That's probably also like Lightyear, probably a little below Lightyear.
Yeah,
Are
I'd
you
have to give
sure?
that a
Are you
little-
sure you
That's
dragged me? You
100.
dragged me to see that movie a second time at 11
Yeah.
p.m.
Granted,
Granted,
no,
there
but
might have been a lot of life shit going on, but we went a second time, so
so that means you liked it. No, but thank you everyone for listening. Please download, go check out on YouTube. Next episode on Friday, we're doing all the D23 announcements from this past weekend for Marvel or Disney in general, and then the breaking review.
And
but yeah.
and something that happened while we saw the breaking review. So
Yeah, a
tune
little
into the end of that
traumatic,
episode.
Yeah, to see
Yeah,
that story.
I got a
but-
picture of Josh after he peed.
Yeah, I'd piss myself.
All
But all right, boys.
right, boys. We'll see you guys at the bar.
See
See
you
ya.
at the bar.
See ya.
See ya.
Siri's technically done 2 reviews, but he was the same episode.
Yeah.
Oh,
So fuck Siri.
Oh.
sheesh.
And that's the end of the episode.
All right.